Activision. Here we go again, guys. The carousel of incompetence is continuing over at Activision & Co. Nothing is surprising here, and I'm just gonna get straight into the video today, straight into the incompetence, and not waste any of your time. So the first thing I want to cover today are the updates to the Ghost perk in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, and spoiler alert, I'm not too happy about this. So if you look at this picture from Charlie Intel, this is from the Call of Duty blog. This is the Season 1 changes for the Ghost perk, and it says players can now be stationary for 2 seconds before anti-radar effects are disabled. There's also another box here that says, based on feedback, we've added a grace period to the movement requirement of Ghost TV camo. With this change, players remain detectable by radar while not moving, but momentary pauses will no longer cause their position to be revealed. So I believe before this change, the stationary time was 1 second. I could be wrong on that, but it was something like 1 second. You could stay stationary for 1 second before the anti-radar effects were disabled and you showed up on the UAV. Well, I guess Infinity Ward had a play or a part in this, because if you don't remember, there was also in that leak there, the Bloomberg report, they were talking about how Sledgehammer Games had to run ideas by Infinity Ward, and this has Infinity Ward's dirty little nasty fingerprints all over it. We gotta cater toward the Sentinels. We gotta cater towards the people that want to stay still, even though there's already the assassin vest in the game that gives you Ghost while you're stationary. Make it make sense. This doesn't make any sense. You're making a change for the sake of the change. You're making Ghost more strong, when in reality, people were complaining about the fact that, what, you couldn't reload or what? Like you were mad that whenever you stayed stationary, Ghost didn't work? It shouldn't work. If you're in a position where you have to reload, you shouldn't be on Ghost, because you should be stationary. And then on top of that, if you were camping in one area, right? I've tested it. If you're camping in one area, you could just slide cancel back and forth or strafe or be at a walking speed to activate Ghost. So this doesn't make any sense, and there's tweet replies here of people saying this is a W. How is it a W? The assassin vest already exists, and this change just seems like a sake of making a change. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense to me. Seems like pure incompetence to me, but let me know how you guys feel about this change in the comment section below. But that's not all. We also have a second thing to cover today, and this is regarding the third mode in Call of Duty. More specifically, recycled DMZ zombies in Modern Warfare 3. So I'm going to be putting this picture up on screen, and this is a statement from the general manager of Call of Duty, and you really don't need to pay attention to the first top paragraph of this entire, picture, but what you're going to want to pay attention to is the claim that's made on the bottom half here of this picture, and I'm going to read it to you guys. It says, she added, it's something where we measured that and we can feel it. You can feel when it's hitting, and credit to everyone on the development side of Modern Warfare is Zombies mode is probably the best rated third mode in a decade, and I'm not making that up. And we listen and we see that, so you feel it, and sometimes you can't always measure it. So the bottom part of this is classic marketing, and that is, this is the best third mode in Call of Duty history. And what's my source? Trust me, bro, I'm not making that up, and sometimes you can't measure success. Excuse me? This is Activision, this is Call of Duty. You have zero issue about gloating about your player numbers and how much money you made and how many nefarious bundles you ripped people off for. You don't seem to care about that, but when it comes to making a claim and backing up said claim, your way of going about it is fucking trust me, bro. This is why I have zero support and zero respect for any of the higher ups at Activision, because it's just a bunch of talking out your ass, and it's really to appeal to the children and the people that have no idea how businesses work. So if you want to go ahead and believe this, go right ahead, live in your little fantasy land. All you gotta do is look at the Steam charts to see that this isn't the most popular third mode. This isn't even the most popular Call of Duty in the last 2 years. There's other games that are indie titles that are beating this shit on Steam. So to say this doesn't even make any fucking sense. But before I get myself, too worked up that I blow a fucking blood vessel in my head, we're gonna move on to the next tweet. And this one here is near and dear to my heart, and near and dear to, I'm sure, a lot of people watching this video. And I'm gonna be censoring this slightly because I'm not really sure how YouTube's, policies work towards sensitive events. But do you remember that harassment lawsuit? If you know what I'm saying, the harassment lawsuit that they got, Activision, they were doing some bad things to some employees in there, right? And this was a big thing. They had a whole lawsuit against them, and that's why Microsoft came over and, tried to take everything over. Well, it appears as though Activision has actually settled on a dollar amount for said lawsuit, and that's $50 million. So they're giving whoever got assaulted $50 million bucks, and and just shut the fuck up, please. We won't do it again. Just kidding. We probably will because we're greasy. But anyways, not the point. Anyway, so it was about $50 million, somewhere around there, that they got. And of course, in Call of Duty fashion, Activision fashion, this isn't even like a Call of Duty or Activision related problem. It's just in general, they refuse to leave a comment. So if you look at the last part of this picture, it says Activision and California's Civil Rights Department both declined to comment. What a surprise. You do something bad, you settle on it, and then you completely run away from it. Imagine if one of you or I, right? We started our own small business and we had all these lawsuits against us. We would be out of business within 30 days, we'd be gone. We'd probably be in prison. But if you're somebody who's Activision or Bobby Kotick or anybody that's a multi-million-dollar person in that company, you get to pay $50 million and you probably made that in what, a day on your little cringe bundles? And you pay that off and you ride off into the sunset with zero repercussions for your actions. This doesn't teach anyone anything over there at the company because they get to do something and then the company just bails them out. So whatever. I don't know how people are gonna feel about this. If you want to defend a bunch of assaulters, that's completely fine. You go ahead and do that, or harassments, whatever the hell you want to call it. The people are scumbags that are involved in that company, and apparently $50 million makes all that scumbaggery go away. So, you know, welcome to 2023. I love how things work in the legal system in video games and everything. It's hilarious to me because we all know if it really came down to us, we'd be screwed in this situation. And I'm not the only one who feels this way, because if you look at this reply from Icy Rapture, it said, silenced the victims with what they made in 3 days. Yes, 100%. And Trey Sav here says, disgusting company. And quite frankly, I agree. Completely disgusting company. And you should not be giving any of your money to these guys. Before anybody says anything too, I'm playing a gifted copy of Modern Warfare 3. I would have never spent my own money on this in a million fucking years. But to top it all off, do you guys remember my last video I made? And there's a little section in there, right, where I was talking about, you know, that whole new ray gun vortex mode that's coming into the game. Remember I was saying, you know, there's a guy running around with aim lock and a ray gun in multiplayer, right? Well, like I've said before, they've done this before with Ricochet, right? Rather than actually ban the people that are cheating in their games, they just kind of fuck with them. This is what they do, right? So if you look at the Call of Duty updates here, it says MW3 multiplayer. Players illicitly accessing the ray gun in multiplayer will now inflict self-damage upon use. Now I find this funny, I'm not gonna lie. I find it funny that they're gonna be killing themselves when they're using this. But what are the odds that this actually works? Number one, probably not very good. And number two, why the hell are you fucking with them instead of banning them? And people are gonna be like, well, they make a new account. Hardware ban them. Hardware ID ban them. Simple fix. There you go. You cannot access this game if you have this specific component in your computer. So yeah, it wouldn't stop the people from doing this because rich people would still go out and buy different components, etc. and still be able to play the game and make a new account. But it would stop people, it would decentivize people from doing this when they have to go out and spend $500 or $200 or $300 on a component every single time they get banned from the game. But no, I guess they find it a little bit better to say, let's fuck with the people that are cheating in our games, that are ruining our experience, that are doing all of these things. Fuck it. Let's just fuck with them and make them kill themselves rather than just completely outright ban them from the game. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing here. Maybe I'm just a little bit too far out there and I'm just bitching and complaining about this for no reason. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't forget to turn that notification bell on so you never miss when I upload a video. And I'll catch everybody in the next one.